August 3rd, A Garden for Grandmother. Cheerily, cheerily, sang a robin redbreast outside of the window. Mr. Robin is saying that spring is here, said Grandmother. This is the time of year to plant a garden. What kind of garden would you plant, Grandmother? Asked Betty Ann. A flower garden, I think, said Grandmother. I know what we can do, said Betty Ann. You can tell me how, and I'll make the garden for you. But how do the flowers get inside the little seeds? God puts them there, said Grandmother. No one can make a garden without the seeds that God has made, or without the sunshine and rain that he sends. We are just God's fellow workers. That night, Betty Ann told her daddy about the garden. She told him how she was going to try to be a fellow worker with God. I should like to be a fellow worker too, said Daddy. Suppose I spade the garden for you. The next morning, Betty Ann went with her mother to buy the packages of seeds. When they came home, Daddy got out the spade and the rake and the hoe and began to work. Grandmother sat beside the window where she could watch. Betty Ann tried to help her daddy. A fat robin flew down and caught a beetle for his lunch. There is another fellow worker, said Daddy. Birds are some of God's best helpers. They eat the worms and bugs that spoil plants. Many fellow workers are helping today, said Betty Ann. When Grandmother looked at the lovely garden of blooming flowers in the summer, she gave thanks to God and his fellow workers who had given her such a joyful sight. I love a flower garden. I love flowers because they're beautiful and because they smell good and because they help to feed the butterflies. I hope that you get to see lots of flowers this summer and have a great time. And for now, get some rest and remember, God loves you and I love you too. Good night.